Hey everyone, welcome. We're on part 4 now of the video. So what we're working on, I'm going to move the frame out of the way because we don't need it at this very moment. I'm going to put it on the floor here out of the way. Okay. So what we're working on is this is the bottom plate. And I've already attached 2 of the pulleys because you don't need to see all 3 of them done. I'll show you how to do the last one. So this is the bottom plate for the pulley system. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tilt the camera up just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to put together the last of the pulleys. I call them pulleys. They call them idler wheels. So the idler wheel, as they call it, actually has a bearing in the middle, so you don't really have to worry too much about it. But I like them a little looser than what you normally would see. So first thing you do is you're going to put the pulley on. So this is M25, and we'll make sure that's 25. I'm pretty sure, I thought I already set the size as being 25, so I'm pretty sure it's 25. I'll grab my calipers here, we'll turn them on. We'll verify this should be 25 here. And yeah, so we got 25. It's a 25 millimeter long M3 screw. So you put it on first. You'll put one on. You're putting it on backwards. Do not put it on the way you'd normally put on one of these nylock screws, because it's actually going to tighten against this metal plate, this little angle bracket here on the metal plate here. I don't know if you can see it very well or not. I'll move it a little closer so you can see it. Right here, there's a little angle plate. So you're going to put it into that. So grab the nut here with my pliers, and we'll start threading it in. And this is basically the process you're going to have to use. I like using the T-handle because I have a little more control over it versus an L wrench. You know, an Allen wrench. So I'll just thread this in almost all the way. Leave a little bit of play. Helps the wheel to spin a little more freely than normally it would if you tighten it too much. I mean, the bearing still allows it to turn, but I want to make sure it turns smooth, because this is what the belt's going to ride on. So when you do the top plate, you'll have all the motors on the top, and there'll be a gear that attaches to the motors, which is these gears here, and the belt will feed through that, and it'll wrap around this here and create a loop, and the motor will drive the belt and drive that loop. I'm almost to the end here, so go a little farther yet. We're almost there. Okay, so I got the first one here, and it turns really freely. Now we'll put this through, and we'll put the other nut on, and this time put it on the way you normally put a nylock nut on. So you screw it on. I'll grab it with my pliers, and we'll just tighten this guy right up. This is why I like the T-handle. I can do this kind of twiddling in my fingers basically to turn it and tighten it up. Oops, dropped it. Spoke too soon, huh? So we'll grab that, we'll get it turned. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn this other nut on the other side and tighten this up. Oops, got to be careful there because I'm going to bend the nut here. Bend the whole thing. May have bent it actually. Can't tell. So I'm going to grab this with this is a pair of angle needle nose pliers. I have whole sets of these things. Okay, it's not quite far enough in yet. We got room to go yet. I thought it was already there, but it wasn't. And we're almost there. Okay, so now we're there. So now we'll grab this one here with my needle nose, and we'll tighten this up. Let's see, which way am I going? So this way it tightens, and we'll tighten that up. and now that's on and it rolls very smoothly. So that's what you want to do to all three of them, and that will complete the bottom plate. And I believe that the next step is going to be, I should open up the steps, huh? Should open up the directions so we can see them. We go to where I had them all. Go here, and let's see, that was the Pro instruction manual. And we'll scroll down. Nope, that wasn't the instruction manual. Wrong one. Which one was that? That's wiring and firmware. I thought that was it. User manual. What the hell? Am I missing something now? All of a sudden it's gone? I thought that's what this was called, that. Pardon me while I flip through and find the pages here. Find the first page and find what it was called. Of course, no title on the page. Cerambot user manual. We have a user manual here? English user manual. So that must be it, yeah. Okay. So we're through all that. Here's what we just did. This is the part we just did right here. We just put these guys on. Sorry, give me a minute here. So we just put this together just like it shows here, with the nut, one going backward, one going forward. So they basically butt against each other, and it attaches to the plate. And that's what we just finished doing. Right there, you can see that they're attached to the plate. This is what we just did. So we're going to attach this now to the frame. And then we'll start putting together the top plate. So in order to attach this to the frame, here's what I already found, because I did a test fit just to find out. This is not made correctly to actually fit the plate, fit the frame. It's a little bit off. So it's a little bit, another thing that's a little bit difficult to assemble, unfortunately. But we'll get it. So they thought they knew what they were doing, but they really didn't know what they were doing. Okay, so let's bring the frame back up so we can get it here in the view again. You see I put these screws in. Don't forget to do that. I put a note in one of the videos to say do this or you'll have a problem. Don't forget to do that. So there's 2 on each side. I may have put that on the wrong way, I don't know. You know, I put it on the right way. I know I did. Okay, so I got 2 on each side. You know, so one goes on one side of the frame, one goes on the other side of the frame. The frame then goes, let's see, which way does the frame go? The frame goes with these pointed down. So these are down when we do it. And we put it in here, and we're going to try and get the screws to line up. Unfortunately, like I said, there was a problem. It lines up on one side, then it doesn't line up on the other. But we'll get it. I cheated on my M4s because I have actual T-nuts, and these are the same extrusion width for a T-nut. So I cheated, and I used T-nuts because I have them. Since, you know, I have quite a few printers now. I'm up to, I think this is number 9. This will be my 9th printer now. Let's find the right size T-handle for this. It's not the same as an M3 because it's an M4. That looks like the right one. And of course, it went flying out from where I wanted it to be. And we'll get this guy started here at some point in time. I hope I have it. What's going on? It's just like turning. Oh, it's just turning in the slot. Not really doing what it's supposed to do here. And now it's tight and not in the right place. So another issue we just ran into is that these don't really, oh, there it goes. Okay, it's tightening. Okay, not too tight on this side. Now I've got to grab the other one. We've got to get it in the slot, and then we got to get this one in the slot. But you see, it's a little off. You can't really get it together here because it's off in this direction, and that's the problem I'm running into. Is that this was not dimensionally made correct. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, well, I have screws in 1, 2, 3 sides. I can't get it in 2 sides. I can't get it in this side. It's not far enough, not large enough. This plate was made too small, and that is a major problem. Make sure I have ones here. Key handle for that. I don't know what this key handle is for. Doesn't fit that, so that's okay. So that one in the box there. So what happened is it doesn't fit. You know, you get 2 of the sides, but you won't get the 3rd side. See? So as I try and move this, it's not allowing me to do anything. I can't get it over. So this was actually manufactured incorrectly. So what do? You know, when something's built wrong, period, I mean, it's just wrong. You can see it here. I don't know if you can see it in the video. Let me grab my other camera and I'll turn it on and I'll actually move it to where you can see what I'm talking about here. I'll turn on my other camera here. Maybe. It's over on the other screen. I have two monitors. I don't know if you know that or not. I'll get the other one turned on here. It's right here. You can see my hands displayed in front of it. So now, I don't know if you can see that yet. I can't really tell. Yeah, so you can see it right here. This slot does not line up. And you can see it doesn't come to the edge. It won't even move over. I can't get it over there. You see, that's the problem. I get 2 sides done. The 3rd one won't fit. And you know, this thing is assembled to the frame. There's no way to change the way this is assembled. There's no way of actually manipulating this whole thing. This plate is just wrong. You know, I can if I take it out of this side and I put it and I move it, I can move it back over to this side, but then I'm off on this side. So I cannot get this thing. The plate is dimensionally too small. That you cannot get it to work. And I tried rotating it slightly just to see if that would help, but nothing makes it work. When you get one side done, the others are wrong. Can't get that. Get that in there. Get that one in there. Maybe I might have because then I'm off on that one. And this one's off. So no matter what I do, I'm unable to get this to work. So I cocked it a little bit, which allowed me to get this one in, and I got this one in, and I got that one in, but I can't get this one, and I can't get this one, and I can't get this one. So no matter what I do, this is wrong. So what do I do to fix it? The only thing I can think of to do to fix it, would be to make these holes or these slots here larger and allow me to have a little bit of shimmy room to play around with to get this to fit, because obviously this isn't going to fit the way it is. So if I get it one way, like I said, you can't get the other. You can't get the 3rd side. So how do I fix it? So I don't know if you can, maybe I can tilt the whole camera down so you can see it. Try to get you to get where you can see it a little better. I don't know if it's good enough. Maybe a little more light will help. I don't know. Let's see, get that back this way, and maybe I can get that to show you. Okay, so here you can see the side. This side is in. This side is in. This side over here is in. The other two sides are in. But this last side right here, if you can see it, you can see that slot is not. Right. Loosen this up again. You can see that slot is not going to line up. And so the only thing I can think of to do is to take a file or something and cut that and make that larger. Maybe I'll do it on all the sides to make that larger so I can actually shift the whole thing in all directions, so I don't take out so much out of one piece, because there'd be almost nothing left if I take it all out of one side. So I may have to do it to all of them in order to allow it to work. I don't know if Cerambot has any options on that, but obviously this was built wrong. So you know, it's a problem. It's dimensionally off by, I don't know, 2-3 millimeters or more. Let's see, how many millimeters is it off? The amount that it is off on this whole plate system, let's see, zero this, put that in, oops. So if I put it to where this is in and this is in, it's off by exactly, get it here, it's 5 millimeters basically. Well, let me get it lined up here so it's right. Okay, so it's off by 3 millimeters. I'll lock this in place so you can actually see it's actually 2.82 millimeters. So close enough to being 3 millimeters. So there's my 3 millimeters that it's off. Oh, sorry, turn it the other way so you can, maybe I can get it in the camera here. Hard to see. Let me try over this camera so you can see with this one. You can see it's 2.82 millimeters. That's how far it's off on that. So that's not a good thing. Like I said, I can try to manipulate this by making the slot larger in all positions, and maybe give myself a little more wiggle room to allow this to be assembled. So I guess that's what I'm going to have to try and do. I do have a cutoff wheel right here on my Dremel, so I can try and, it may take a little while though, because it's fairly thick aluminum. It's not thin. You know, so it may take a little while to actually get this. You know, I'm not a machine shop, so I don't have the capability of That would probably be faster if I did it on, use my hacksaw to cut it. Unfortunately, I don't have my other saw set up. I have a Shopsmith with a bandsaw, but I don't have the bandsaw set up on it. I don't even have my motor hooked up to my Shopsmith. I sent it out for repair. I got it back, but I haven't reassembled my Shopsmith. And I can use my bandsaw to cut it, but I can probably just use a regular hacksaw, and I'll cut this out. And I'll do the same thing on all 6 spots on here, I may have to go both directions. I'm not sure which way I'm going to have to go to do this. I need to do it on all of them. So I'm going to stop the video right here, and we'll come back and we'll do this. I will fix this, rather. I'll fix this and we'll come back and I'll edit the video together. Now that you've seen the problem, I want to make sure everybody's